let's talk about pairs. Let's continue where we left off. Right? So now we are on Euro USD, right? I'm just gonna give you a little bit of what I see on USD JPU. On Euro USD. Possibly let's take it to like a daily time frame so that I can speak about it on a higher time frame, so that we can see where the price is heading. So keep in mind that on this instrument as well, but now long before that I was actually looking at price continuation. I was looking at price pushing above, meaning that if I had to just extend this part, right, let me just extend this and just leave it somewhere around there. So currently on Euro USD, before this part, right, I was looking at this as a retracement because I saw that the possibilities of actually price pushing to the upside, meaning that looking at price possibly pushing even way above. I'm gonna show you two key level areas that we can look at this point. So at this point it means that under 4 hours, obviously you can see under 4 hours I mark this as a low, which it is a low, right? And then under high time frames, daily time frame, this is a low, and then we have another low right here. So this is the first retracement for this high and this one, and then this one currently is a retracement of this high and this one, right? So on Euro USD at the moment, I took this as my what's going on, and I think it has done its job again. I pray it doesn't do the same problem as then, right? So yep, that's taking this low and taking that high. So currently it means that obviously you must understand that on Fibonacci, a retracement is considered when price actually rejects from either the 50 level or the 61.8 level. But at this point you can see it even went below, but then it started rejecting afterwards. So possibly it might have rejected from the 78. If we do include the 78 in here, which is this one, if we include the 78, you can see it did reject from the 78 point level, which means that it is still valid. But what matters is the 6. It's a rejection from either one of these key points. There are certain things that we do look at as to whether did it actually respect this one or did it respect this one. But we can definitely see that, and in however I trade, it has respected either being it has respected 1 and 2, because you can see here it did reject, and here it started rejecting even heavier. So but nonetheless, that's why I marked out from the 61.8 level. So it means that currently on Euro USD, the price has definitely done what? The price has definitely respected this as a retracement. So we're looking at price continuation pushing outside. So we're looking at an extension price now. Extensions on terms of Fibonacci, we look at extension. Is first extension price would be the 61.8 level, and then lastly would then be the 1 point, which lastly would be this one. But then I would say like we should definitely look at price respecting which one. We should definitely look at price respecting the 61.8 extension first, and then we may then take it later on to the next. And if you look at the daily time frame, why did I mark out this high? It's because the use of trend lines, we do look at certain criteria of how we enter on trend lines and what are the targets for trend line entries. So currently if we look at this high, currently this is a weak high. So being this, that it's a weak high, and then also this one being followed being a weak high as well. So this means that this is a weak trend line under daily time frame. And then we do definitely see that price did what? We do definitely see that price did respect this area by breaking above and giving us a retest and started pushing to the upside. So meaning that from here, from actually price breaking above this trend line, pushing even higher, we were mainly focusing on what now? It means we are mainly focusing on our first TP for this trend line. It's not even close, right? It's not even close to this area, but rather it says that when price actually breaks above trend lines or breaks below trend lines, let me put it this way: when price breaks above a trend line, the first target would be what? Would have to be any recent high above the current two highs that you have used to mark out your trend line. And if price breaks below a trend line, then your first TP would have to be any recent low that it is below the recent two key lows that you have used to mark up your trend line. So in this case, we have our two recent highs. So any high that comes after this one, any high that's above this one and recent, it's which one? It's this one. So that's why our major target on Euro USD under daily time frame is that. So it means that whatever that's happening currently, we're still looking at Euro USD continuation to push to the upside daily, meaning that if you are someone who wanted to hedge, then you just need to look for a buying opportunity and just hold it on up until those areas. So this would be the last target on Euro USD, irrespective of this. So this target right here, first, it's for Fibonacci retracement extension, right? But then this one is the main target for the breakout and retest from this area. You understand? So that's why I'm like on Euro USD currently, we're just looking at a continuation to the upside. So what we're gonna do is try and find a setup that we can actually utilize before we can go on gold. We're just gonna look for an entry that we can utilize to trade as a continuation, right? That's something that we're gonna be looking at the moment. See if whether there's some confirmations that one could actually look into as a continuation on Euro USD, right? So looking at Euro USD right now, right? So it means that we can take it from I definitely needed Euro USD on a different different platform so that I can analyze and not tamper with this one. So we'll just come back to this one just to do some references right there. Euro USD. Let me jump on to a different platform. This is FXEM. Okay, let's look at that and check whether we do have Wanda. Check whether we do have Wanda. Let me check Wanda. There we go. So I'm just gonna do a quick preview on Wanda. So now we're gonna take it to 30 minutes and just take a look at where can one actually get their entries from as a continuation right now, right? So sorry about that, yes. Okay, so currently Euro USD 30 minutes time frame. We want to do these. Okay, let me start with 4 hours because we were moving from a daily, so we can start with 4 hours before going to 30 minutes. We're gonna go, you take it from the highest time frame to the next lowest time frame, then taking it to the low. So like you just take things step by step. You don't just jump from a higher time frame to the lowest time frame as possible. Start from higher, going lower, just nicely, smoothly. So right. So currently looking at let me take a look at this. Okay, we do not, doesn't really look clean. This one is understandable. That's a 4-hour time frame. And okay, so currently we do have, I'm gonna mark out 2 key zones that I see as that which could play out as entries or something of that nature. So I'm just gonna mark them out right now. So the first one would be this part on Euro USD. Would have to be this. So this high, it's a weak high. A lot of people might call it with different names or whatever. It's okay. From what I see there, this is a weak high and this one is a strong side. So if you conjoin your trend lines from that area to the next, because how I trade is that you just need at least two consecutive crests or troughs in the markets that you can use to identify the next possible movement. So currently we do have this area as a strong high, and then this one is a weak high, and then a combination of a strong high and a weak high will amount or will result in the following. And then my laptop, it goes again, it just decides to jam on its own. We don't know what's the problem, but it gets nip up deflays asibuthatha welcome and welcome to Provincial Traders YouTube channel. This thing has started its own thing. Can you see there? If you can see, just comment. I don't know what's wrong. Okay, there it goes. There we go. So this is a weak TRL. So it has actually jammed, but now it's back. So this is a weak TRL. So it means that we are looking at what? We're looking at price breaking above this area, retesting, and pushing to the upside. So the main reason is, I'm not just saying that price will definitely push to that area. I'm saying that currently, since we're looking at price as it's bullish currently under daily time frame, so Euro USD under daily time frame is definitely bullish, right? So for the fact that it is bullish under daily time frame, it means that currently we're looking at price pushing even higher. So no matter what, even if it drops or anything, what matters is, I'm not saying it's pushing upwards from here, but I'm saying because it's bullish, no matter what happens, as soon as it actually comes back up to these areas, we will be looking at price breaking above this area. And as it breaks above, we're gonna have two things that we're gonna look at. First one is gonna be, it's either it's going to break out, right? It's either it's going to break out and give us a retest and push to the upside, or it's gonna break out and give us an engulfing candlestick which confirms momentum. So when I talk about it confirming momentum, it's those kind of breakouts and retests that price never comes back. Understand? In a sense of, if I say that price never comes back, it's in a sense to say that it's those kind of impulsive breakouts that you see price never returning as for a retest. But the good thing out of that is that not only do you think it's not coming back, but it's a sense of how do I put this? It's not a sense, I keep on including too much English that doesn't make sense, but it means that price has actually respected the breakout and the push without having to give us a retest. So that's, for instance, for someone who might have actually looked at it from here, I just want to show you something. For someone who might have actually drew a trend line from here and saw price breaking above, might have actually waited for what? Might have actually waited for a retest. I'm just giving you an example. Might have waited for a retest right here, saying that they're looking for a continuation to the upside. But you see that from here, price never really even came back, and it went even higher. No retest was there, no retest happened. But then I'm quite sure that if you go under smaller time frame, even this higher time frame does confirm it though. But if you go to a smaller time frame, you're gonna see that within this area there was a breakout and an engulfing which confirmed momentum push, meaning that you do not have to expect a retest. So same thing applies from here. Once price breaks above, gives you any of those two conditions, either a breakout and engulfing, then price, you don't expect the retest. But then if price breaks above without no engulfing, you expect a retest and a push to the upside. So now that's your first entry that you would be looking for, right? Now we can go to 1 hour time frame. Now we can lower from 4 hours to 1 hour, look at possible entries either being before, or we will still consider the very same entry for continuation, either way. So now pushing to this smaller time frames, which is 1 hour, right, which is an hourly time frame at this point, which is an hourly time frame at this point. Which is an hourly, right? So under 1 hour time frame, we do not have any continuation entries under 1 hour. I'm looking for what do you call this thing? There is a certain entry model that I use, but unfortunately it's not showing, or rather it's not there. So for the fact that it's not there, what I'll be doing is pretty simple as well. Go to 30 minutes time frame, try and look at under 30 minutes time frame. Under 30 minutes time frame, neither do we also have anything under this time frame. Okay, neither do we have it as well. And then I think now let's look at 15 minutes time frame, because 30 minutes time frame we don't have any early continuation, as in maybe we could have gotten an early continuation to the upside. Neither do we also have a continuation entry from that. Clearly we don't have any at all. But now here we do have something that needs to be marked out. Yep. So it means that by any means necessary, this would be right. So by any means necessary, this would be your area of rejection. Anything possible, even though we might be looking for what? Even though we may be looking for continuation on Euro USD under daily time frame, also 4 hour time frame, though we may be looking for continuation above these prices, but then this area is marked out as a rejection point, meaning that anything possible around these areas, if price does what? If price does actually respect this area by breaking above and retest or giving us a rejection point, then it means this would hold as a rejection area. So if it does hold that part as a rejection, then it means then price, we will be looking at what? A drop to the downside. But then just marking that area is not enough. We just need to go and mark out the possible exit areas if it does actually possibly respect that area as a rejection. And that's the only hardest part at this point. We do not have any point or any area which we could utilize as a rejection area at this point. If this holds as a rejection to the downside, then we do not have any exit area, which is what I'm looking for if possible, and we don't even have to force it. Okay, this one is not the one. Okay, we do have it. There we go. That's our last price, which is 15 minutes time frame. So if it does happen that Euro USD at this point, so now I'm letting you on a series on how to go about trading Euro USD if you're someone who likes to trade Euro USD. So this might be your first start on how to track price, on how to go about price each and every day, see how you can go about it. But now, so it means that currently on Euro USD you have two key areas that you can look for as your continuation to the upside, or it can either be continuation to the upside or a drop to buy, because obviously daily time frame it says that your USD is definitely bullish, right? But then now you have two key areas that you can look for. It's either price, you don't sell, but if price respects that as a rejection, then it means that you're looking for a sell, right? But then if price then respects this area, you're looking for a buy. So it means now you have two key areas. So from my side, I would say, like, since when we're looking at continuation to the upside rather, so you only have two areas that you can look for buying positions, would be right below this area and also right above that area. But then if it doesn't respect here, you don't have to let it to waste. You don't have to let the setup into waste. If it gives you the right confirmations for a sell, then it means that you have to respect that part as a selling opportunity to the downside. And then if it does also respect this to the upside, meaning that then would be looking at continuation to the upside. But currently at this point, we are just looking at what we are definitely just looking at only two things, being this price first and then this one, because if also price breaks above this area and never respects this as a rejection, then it continues just pushing to the upside, then it means that you won't even have to be focusing on selling opportunities, rather just continuation to the upside, because it would have failed to give you the right conditions for selling positions. Rather, it will just push past the price. So that's the only key level areas that we see right now from my side. And then to go to smaller time frames, like 3 minutes, it will be dragging it, because for you to trade currency pairs under 3 minutes, it means that you are looking at a prop firm wise. But unfortunately, for the fact that we're not looking at a prop firm at this point, you can't be going to smaller time frames at 3 minutes or anything like that, because your trades will be affected by spreads from your broker, because brokers offer different spreads in terms of entries and everything. So it won't be as helpful as it is to go for smaller time frames for validation of price or anything. Rather stick to 15 minutes, then 15 minutes, 30 minutes going upwards in terms of currencies, to fully lock in terms of price, direction, momentum, so that you can fully hedge in on your trade. Because you know that if price doesn't respect one of the key areas that I mentioned, either being this one, you know that if price starts pushing in your direction, it's easier for you to lock in more trades as you hedge, because you know that currencies will always respect price without any indifference or any inducements of complications. So right now, those are the only key levels that you're going to be looking at. You focus on those ones, then the price will move properly. You understand? So those are key areas that you should be looking at on Euro USD at this point. And that's Euro USD. Gold is just stuck on one price or one area. It doesn't want to move, doesn't want to do anything. It's just stuck, and which is quite understandable. We still have this area as a weak TRL. So this part, gold is still just failing. It's still just failing to push in one direction. It's just moving stationary. So basically, we can just say it's consolidating. But currently it's no longer consolidating, it's pushing out. one we may remove. Now we may remove because it's no longer holding. It is no longer holding as anything. Oh, and I highly doubt here. What if? There's so many questions or so many what ifs in my head as to what if price is currently going for a long drop, or what if, because there's so many prices that I don't want to really focus on, but it's just too clear. It is definitely just too clear as to where price may be heading under higher time frames, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. The only problem is that we have this as a weak high. So if it wasn't for the fact that we have a weak high right here, I could have been saying a different story at this point, but because we do have a weak high, that's something else that's very super concerning at this point. That's making me look at price at a different eye, so that is the only thing that I'm looking at because of this one. We do have a weak high right there, but then higher time frames starting from 15 minutes, we do have under 15 minutes we have a rejection high, and also 30 minutes we do have another rejection. So basically from 15 minutes, 30 minutes, both of them are rejection highs. The only problem is that price may disrespect, not even may, will definitely it will just move past. We're still looking at gold creating or giving us new daily new highs or new weekly highs or anything like that. That's what I still see there. I'm still seeing gold giving us new highs, daily highs, not even new all-time highs. We're still looking at gold giving us new all-time highs. We may not, but from my side we may even but I highly doubt. But we'll just see. We will just see where gold is actually heading. But currently I just do believe that currently from here we're still trading above this area. We may not go back below any 2,600. We may still stuck above. We may trade above, meaning that whatever that happens, if there happens any consolidation, that consolidation will happen above this area. So we may not be looking at price getting back into these areas, but rather it may stick above here. So that's what I actually see in terms of price at this point, because we do have a weak high. The only problem that we also have right here right now, I'm telling you, let's take it, look at gold in a different tiredness, this is what we call tiredness. Let's just take a look at gold, because there's so many things that I'm actually also looking at on gold, but I'd like not to consider them, because if I consider them, that's a pure disaster. If I consider that 1, 2 there, and then I consider 15 minutes time frame, 30 minutes time frame, same key areas, confirm the same thing, and then under, let's take a look at this, let's take a look at these ones more. let me take this above. Okay, let me take it here. Our next key would be this one, and the last one would be this last area around here. Okay, I see it. So it would be this one. So under 30 minutes we would have to just include this one under 30 minutes. We would have to include this one, and then copy this one. Won't be as solid because it's clear that price might not even respect it. Just give it a markup and then clone this one, and then it would have to go to which one? That one. So that would be the last key area. But before it can come even to this price, would have to either respect one of the following. Either it respects this one, which I highly doubt this one would be respected. That is why I do not want to consider this part, but it's too obvious, like it's a too clear price that like it gets into my mind, because under high time frames, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, it says that price may drop. And for the fact that even price is way far, like it's far from how do I put this, it's far from entries, like it's far from entries. It's a risk to go in, because for anyone who would have looked into actually selling gold, from my point of view, selling from here is too risky, because it's far from the stop loss area. Because each and every time you go about any entry, stop loss or anything, it means that then one would have to look at entries right, even worse, imagine right above here, would have to look at it, entries right here, and then they would have to even consider 300 points, and you can see 300 points stop loss, it's somewhere around here. So you can see that the 300 stop loss, it's right at there, but then you having your entries right here, your stop loss goes to 500 points, which is too risky. You know, we can't go for 500 points stop loss. That's a lot of dollars. I think that will go to an amount of approximately 3 plus 2, possibly it might even go to like $5. So for the fact that it may be about $5, that's a lot, you know. So on a 0.01, that's a lot, $5 to go in on this trade. So that's why, not even $5. How much would it be? It's not $5, I highly doubt. Let me check it from this side. How many dollars would it be? Because I can only check it from this side. Let's say someone entered right there, they're already running in a stop loss, in a loss currently, obviously, and then it would have to be 300 points, right? I said you'd have your trades from here, obviously, and then you go for 300 points. 300 points would be somewhere around here, and then you might have taken it from somewhere around there. Yeah, still the same thing. So that's $5. So I guess that's too much, in my own opinion. That's too much loss to endure on gold. So that's why I'm like, even if high time frame says that it's a strong rejective high, even though it says that that's a strong rejective high, 30 minutes also says that it's a strong rejective high, I highly doubt this will hold, because smaller time frames does not. Even it could have been better if smaller time frames have also, like, structure wise, could have actually shown us that this is a it's a strong high. It could have been better because we would have known that at least it's worth risking continuation in this form. But currently price is not. Smaller time frames, this one is definitely a weak high. Smaller time frames is most definitely a weak high. 3 minutes. Let me go to 3 minutes so that you can see. 3 minutes, we do have this price as a weak high. So this high, it's definitely a weak high, because as I did mention, you can look at it, it's the same similarities. We expect the same reaction. Similarities, we expect the same reaction. If you look at this, high as weak, it is similar, exactly similar. Look at this was a weak high, I marked out. Same thing applied, price broke above, so same thing will apply here. This is definitely a weak high as well. We're still looking at price breaking above that area, understand? So that's why I'm like, it's just too risky to be going in on anything at this point, so hey, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on, but honestly speaking, it would be good to see gold being bullish today. It would be good to see gold pushing even higher, giving us another all-time high again this week. It would be good to see gold giving us an all-time high this week again. Possibly, maybe gold may start. It would be only good if ever gold this week ends with it would be good if gold ends this week, possibly maybe Thursday, Friday, it marks out strong highs, because currently each and every day since last week, even from PPI, I did mention gold kept on marking out weak highs each and every day. Like from that part, it kept on marking weak highs. As you can see, I kept on marking those areas. We had a weak high right here, we also had another weak high right here, and going again another weak high. So for the fact that it keeps on marking major key weak highs, price is forced to come back and give us a push and break those weak highs. Because if price actually wants to, now it feels like when I say want to, it sounds like I'm saying that price does talk. I'm not saying that price does talk, but I'm trying to make you understand structure. At this point, I'm trying to just make you understand structure as to if there's any possibilities of price dropping. It doesn't have to mark out weak highs in any time frame. You can look at it in all the time frames as possible, starting from 1 minute going above. It doesn't have to leave weak highs, it needs to leave strong rejective highs in order for us to start looking at selling opportunities, such as like this one right here. It left us with a strong rejective high, that's why we were able to see a selling opportunity, right? But then the only problem is that when we went into smaller terms, this gave us a this one gave us a what? Gave us a weak high. That's why we were looking at a continuation back above to come and break above those weak highs. So as much as gold keeps on leaving weak highs, as much as gold keeps on leaving weak highs, we are most certainly definitely not going to be looking at price serious drops. Even if it drops, it means that no matter what you do, you may have to look at price coming back. Okay. then that's 3 o'clock, the right time. So currently, right, we have entered the right moment, or we have entered the right time. We have entered the right time at this point. So this is 3 o'clock. We only left with 30 minutes to confirm certain movements at this point, right? We want to see right. Okay, that's good. Right, okay. Excellent. So it means that currently it is respecting which one? It's respecting the higher time frame. So it means that from our side, we are looking at a rejection possibly right below this area. We're looking at a rejection right below this area. That's what we are going to be looking at on gold, because it means that currently the drop on its own, it's respecting which one? It's respecting that area at this point. So currently it means that this current drop on its own, it's respecting the high time frame, as I just mentioned, that high time frame, this part is just respecting possibly, but because I didn't want to risk that part, currently we're just gonna wait for price to give us some rejections right below here, and then we can possibly just look at continuation, which would break above this, because there's definitely this one, it's a weak high, and not going to compromise that part. This is most definitely a weak high. This one, it is most definitely a weak high. So for the fact that it's definitely a weak high, this drop may definitely be respecting what I insinuated not to hold, which is this part, what's going on? Yes. Withdrawals, and I did a withdrawal. It's better now. This withdrawals are lending early. It's good that they're lending too early. That's nice. Didn't think that it will reflect right now, but yeah. Now moving on, currently they're looking at, and how many withdrawals did I do now? Okay, moving along. So you see this part now. Currently I'm still doubting that this price will hold this area, but then if it does hold, what we're gonna be doing is clear, simple. we'll just wait for price to respect this area as a push to the upside, because the fact that this is a weak high, I highly doubt this drop will hold as anything that of that source. So because of this, if it does, by any means, if it does, right, by any means, if it does respect this part, then we will be looking at either continue like buys right below this area. If it does give us any rejections, we may be looking at buying from that area to the upside, or if it does then breaks below without any rejections, then we may be looking at buying from this point. Either way, from either both of these point areas, you don't buy exactly when price reaches here, but rather you buy only and only if price does respect those things as rejections. But currently I definitely still doubt that price will respect this point, which may be right, may be wrong, but since, well, that's not a worth risking trade, I'm just gonna be looking at a continuation, possibly continuation from this frames. Let's check 5 minutes and check what's going on under 5 minutes, because definitely this is a weak high. That's a weak high, so if any price indifference to pushes to the downside, we will still see what to do about it. We'll still see what to do about it. We will still have 23 minutes. We still have 23 minutes, and out of those 23 minutes left, I can definitely already say that possibly we may be looking at gold daily bias being bullish, and then if the daily bias is bullish, at least already we have something to look for as a continuation to the upside, but this one, highly doubt. Higher time frames, it may be looking good, but from my side, nah, not gonna take that as anything. So currently there, just want to show you some few things there. This is 3 minutes now. $61.8 level touchdown. 5 minutes. How many minutes left? We have 50 seconds left. Okay, let's take a look at it. Let's see, possibly, if possible. Just gonna say if possible. Just gonna wait for the next coming 30 seconds. Let's see what happens in the next coming 30 seconds, and then we take it to that 750 points. Yes, that's a lot. We need at least about 300 points, would be right about somewhere here. 300 points, that's somewhere around here. And let's just see what happens in the next coming 14 minutes. If in the next coming 14 minutes price does what I think it might, if it doesn't, then we remove this thing. Under 14, 3, 2, 1, 0, it failed, so we cannot consider it. It failed. Price failed. Let's check. Price failed also under smaller time frames. The only problem that I have right here now is like we also have like 5 minutes left. That's too much time. That's too much time to be looking at. That is definitely too much time to be looking at right here. Yeah. There's a lot going on. Feeling it? Are you feeling it? La parada. Hey, Nkosi. How many minutes left? Still 4 minutes left. 3 minutes, in fact. I still left it. 3 minutes left. Yeah, I still have some few minutes left now. Let's see what happens in this coming next few minutes. This coming few minutes. We have 1 minute left. 1 minute left. We only have 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Let's hope it doesn't disappoint. Next coming 1 minute. Let's hope it does not disappoint in the next coming 1 minute. So let's have it on and 55 seconds left. 55 seconds left. Just waiting for 55 seconds. 55, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Can I short BTC? Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, you cannot short BTC. Unfortunately, I don't analyze BTC at all. I'm a full-time gold trader. 9 6 5 4 3 2 1 5 4 3 2 1. Let's go. Wonderful. Definitely gold is a buy now. You get. Personally, I've already locked in my first buys. Don't wanna lie, I already locked in my first buys from here. Gold is definitely pushing to the upside currently. gold is definitely going to push to the upside. According to how I trade, you need to put your stop loss at 300 points, but you can see that 300 points is gonna be right, so I'll just put stop loss as to say like stop loss would be right below this price area. But then currently under 15 minutes time frame, we may be looking at price reaching those areas. So right now it's just continuation of price, because currently already locked in the first trades right there. So you wanna see, let's take a look at this. So I already locked in my first trades. You can see right now I'm already running at $120. So I already personally locked in my first trades right now, but I'm just gonna let it ride from now on. I take my trades, I take the trades on my phone, you know, I do take the trades on the phone, but then yeah, I do take those trades on my phone, but then you can definitely still see those trades on the profits or the losses that I'm running at on there. So still running 64, 60, 50, you know, because I went in with a bigger lot size, but I entered like an earlier, I took an early entry right before price when it was still trying to show that it's definitely pushing. I just wanted to see if the price will definitely respect whatever that I was seeing, and then good thing that it actually just did that. So under 15 minutes time frame, we do have we taken this. So the buy that I'm actually on right now, it's because of the following two things, being the fact that currently this high, it's considered a weak high, right? So for the fact that that's a weak high, and also for the fact that this one, I'm treating this, where's that thing, the brush. So I'm currently treating this current drop as a retracement. So treating this as a retracement currently means that price has respected the 61.8 level and the push, meaning that currently whatever that I took out of this, the trade that I took right now, it's because of two confluences, this being a weak high, retracement, and also a confirmation of candlestick that says that I should definitely be looking at a push to the upside right now. And for the fact that I'm still looking at a push to the upside, then it means that now I need to look at what am I targeting. So what I'm targeting is an extension price. So the extension price that I'm looking at right now currently is this area right here, which is 2634. So you can just make it 2634. So that's the price area that I'm actually looking at as an extension of price onto this trade, understand? And then we'll only look at exiting if price then does come below. If price breaks below those areas, then I'd know that nope, you know what, the trade is no longer valid, understand? Because you need to only risk exactly 300 points out of this trade, and then 300 points is only right within. So if you go for exactly 300 points, then your 300 points is not even below this area, it's just right exactly at those areas. So rather just say that if price then goes below this current low, then it would mean that then price would be doing what? It would mean that price is not actually pushing to the upside, rather. But because of that part, we're just taking this as a continuation to the upside. As I did mention, we still like exactly 3 hours into the first week, so it's understandable if when you look at the technicals, maybe saying that we do have sells on smaller time frames, but then higher time frames, they do say that we're still looking at a continuation in terms of like bullish movements going into like a daily time frame, 3 hours, you know, any time frame starting from from 30 minutes going upwards, it does say that we are looking at a bullish movement to the upside, you understand? So currently those buys, you can still see there still running $63. And then I think out of that target, my targets are going to be, let me see how much am I targeting, because I want to exactly take my profits exactly there. If not, then I know, let me take a look at this. The TP is 26. The TP is 26. TP is 26.34. Okay, so I'm targeting $1,000. So basically that's $1,055. That's $1,055. So that's okay, but I'll be taking my profits exactly anything 1,000 or anything less than 1,000, maybe 800 or somewhere around $900. Then I'll be taking my profits. So that's what I'm actually targeting at this point on gold. So once it hits those price areas, then I take my profits, then I'm out, because I'm just trying to also pass a challenge at this point. I just want to pass a challenge, and then after passing a challenge, then I can move to the next challenge. That's why at this point I'm just going to be doing that. What's going on? It's 20. God damn. Hey. Let me also share this signal into the premium group, even though it might be too late. Let me say good morning. Good morning. You can see right there currently $123.21. As I did mention, if I see anything 900, then I'm taking my first exit areas, I'm still trying to share the signal. Okay, right, so let me, okay, let me also share this setup into the premium group. Let me share this thing into the premium group. Let's make it 50, and then stop out price. Let's see what would be the stop out price right there. Anything right below, and then we can take it. We want let's see. Let's make it 0, 0. 1:4. 1:4 is not bad. 1:4 is not bad at all. Okay. You can see right there, right now it's running negative 30, 40, almost negative 55, almost negative $55, almost negative $55, you know. $26.15, negative 100, negative 15.60. Target is 26. Target is 26. It's currently approaching the stop loss. If it when it hits or when it reaches the stop out area, I'll definitely be taking my loss. I'll be taking my loss. 26, then 26.34, 26.34, 26.34, 50, 24.64. Damn. Okay. And the daily bias of gold in the next coming 3 minutes is bullish. So it means that gold currently today we are looking at a bullish daily bias. Let me try and log into my WhatsApp. Log into my WhatsApp because I wanna share the setup with the premium clients. I just want to share the setup with the premium clients at this point. I want to share the setup with the premium clients. Okay, so okay, still running negative 15, went to negative 100 and was it 100, negative 98. It went to negative 98. That was the biggest loss, or rather negative, that we saw on this current trade. And the top profits that we saw right there was $122. Basically it's just moving at one price, so we are risking exactly possibly I think the calculations there would supposed to be 100 and something dollars. I think, I don't know how much is that, but yeah, we're just currently just risking up until 26.1560. Once it reaches 25.60, and then we know that this is an area where we cut out our loss, but then we target anything $1,150 or anything less than 1,150, then we can take our profits. Anything less than that or exactly that, we will be right. So the daily bias on gold is definitely bullish. We're looking at gold bullish today, meaning that price will definitely continuously push to the upside. Yeah, let me go live on TikTok as well. Go live on TikTok. on TikTok right now. What's going on? Someone texted me on WhatsApp or texted someone. But yeah, currently just looking at that. Negative 27. Okay. Yeah. Correct. Right. But if you have any questions or any queries, I don't know how I'm going to. I don't know how am I going to respond to questions here on YouTube. It's gonna be hard for me to read questions here on YouTube. It's definitely going to be hard because I think I didn't add the chat box. I didn't add the chat box right here. So I didn't add the chat box. I forgot to add the chat box. It's gonna be hard for me to read the chat box. But yep, I hope you guys. We're just gonna be continuously. Currently, you can currently buy gold. I have shared that signal in the VIP group as well. You can see there. I told them, hope you guys are doing well. Buy gold, but use low risk on the setup. Will come since it's a late entry. That you can see the stop out prices and the target there. You're targeting that. It's the very same setup that you guys are seeing currently right there, and I've already entered the setup myself as well. You can see it right there. I have about $50 trade running trades. So yeah, so right now we're just gonna be looking at that price continuation to those areas, and then we can just see. Otherwise, on in terms of like any other prices with regards to gold, either being like higher time frames, like smaller time frames, I'm not gonna speak about it. Let's take a look at like smaller time frames for now, because remember I told you the technicals are saying something. Like look at, let's start monthly time frame, strong buy, weekly time frame, buy, daily time frame, another buy, 4 hours, sorry, another buy, 2 hours, another buy, then 1 hour, another buy. So 30 minutes, I think it was the last one that gave us a buy then. But when we went into 15 minutes, it's another buy. You can see another buy, 1 minute, another buy. But then when we were 1 hour into the day, it 1 minute and also 15 minute, 1 minute and also 5 minute, they said that we are looking at buying currently, which was not wrong, but then the price was not it wasn't safe for us to be looking at sales, as I did mention, because currently we do have what, for the fact that we do have a weak high, there was a reason why I told you that if we do have a weak high right there, we cannot be looking at buying we cannot be looking at selling, even though under higher time frames this price is definitely respecting it. It says something, and also 30 minutes it would also say something, but because of the fact that we do have a weak high there, it's quite difficult for me to be looking at continuation to the downside. And price, it's really moving quickly right there. It moved from $130 straight to $50. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be difficult though. Going to be difficult, huh? Right. Let's try this part. Okay. So currently there on gold, as I did mention, we're still looking at gold continuation again. The daily bias there on gold is bullish, so we're still looking at continuation to the upside. Let me not just say it's bullish until I actually recheck it. Some few things it's gonna be difficult for me to look at it, eh? Definitely the daily bias of today is bullish. Yep, the daily bias on gold is bullish. We currently just entered those buys. We are locking in. You can see right there I'm running at 90, 80 something dollar profit, 100 and something dollar profit. I already locked in on my first trades right there. Already also shared the signal in the Telegram, in the VIP group, so you can see there we're locking in right now. We're just gonna be holding the trade up until the 26.3450, which is an extension price on Fibonacci. We're gonna see if whether the price will actually hold until those areas. It gave us a huge drop this morning, which was from here to there. That was a huge drop, I don't want to lie, but then for the fact that it is, there was a drop, I thought maybe we could be looking at a continuation to the downside, but because of this is definitely a weak high on gold, we may not even be looking at price respecting a sell currently, because if it does want to sell, then price has to come and actually break above these areas and give us some rejections. But then for the fact that it's respecting this as a retracement, meaning that this part is actually a retracement to push to the upside, then it means that we're looking at gold actually actually pushing to the upside and then respecting the Fibonacci extension. You can see right now, right there, I'm running at $150 on the trade, and my target there it's exactly 1,000 something dollars, exactly 1,055 or maybe $900. Then I'll be closing the trades, because I am just I'm just doing this to pass a phase on a prop firm challenge. So right now I'm just locking in, but then you can see the VIP as well, they had their entries right there with their stop losses targets set up as well provided. Unfortunately in the Telegram channel, sell or buy Cole Palmer, we already in those buys. And then since you are seeing price where it is right now, I'd say like if you do want to buy, because keep in mind from brokers. You do have what we call spreads and all of those things. Obviously they're going to affect your trades, you understand? So for the fact that they are going to affect your trades, you need to be careful of those things when getting an entry like this one. You already see that we are already in the trade, we are already running properly. So it means that if you go in and in a trade that it's already playing out, make sure that you are risking properly. You don't go in aggressively because you're already saying that you're having FOMO, meaning fear of missing, not even fear of missing out. Yeah, so don't enter because you already see that the price has already moved. You want to catch up. There's no way to catch up in this point. Just use proper risk management. Keep your margin level percentage right below, right above, at least right above 800%. Then you're good to go. Don't over risk just because you see us running in good profits at the moment. Understand? So you can see running there 180. It's just ranging right there. But then it's not about the profits, right? It's just I'm doing this because I want to pass a challenge. Simple. After done passing a challenge, then I'm done. Nothing more, nothing less. But yeah, currently I'm quite sure also in the VIP they're also in profits, but we're just gonna keep pushing gold even higher and higher, and hopefully the setup gets completed right before 5 a.m. but I doubt it's gonna respect it right before 5 a.m. But if it could actually respect this whole setup before 5 a.m., I'll be done and just sleep, because it's Monday and I shouldn't be actually active. Literally today, it's a day where you guys shouldn't even hear my voice or anything. I'm not supposed to be online on social media today, literally. But then yeah, I have an agenda about this day. I just don't want to be online. Don't just want to be active. So, but because it's a Monday, I can't escape it. So currently we're just going to be looking at that, and I did also one. Which setup was I doing? I think it has to be Euro USD. I want us to also look at Euro USD as well. Nah, it's even, I don't know where is that setup for Euro USD. It's not this one, but yeah, it's quite far. I don't know where it is. But currently I think also on Euro USD, just look for continuation price right above the current highs. I think there's a trend line right above here. If I just try to show you the trend line that I'm talking about, would be a trend line that you mark out from. So if you draw a trend line from here and you join it to there, so it means that you'll be only looking at price breaking above this areas, then you can look at continuation to the upside. Besides that, currently there's no area entry for someone to go in. But then on gold, if you're already in buys, then you know that okay, it's safer for you to just push price even further. Price is still bullish, as I did mention. If you look at all all time frames, starting from 1 minute going to your last being monthly time frame, it's all saying that gold is definitely bullish. But then not just because it's bullish doesn't mean you just have to buy. Understand why we are buying at this point. We are buying because we have multiple confluences that confirm that we may have to actually encounter take this opportunity of a buy. We have a weak high under 3 minutes, as I did mention. We have a weak high right here. The fact that that's a weak high, you need to understand. That's the first thing. The fact that we have a weak high, any means of price, if price is limiting my so gold is not speaking, ne? But if it was a person, I would say if gold wanted to sell it would have to then respect this major weak high first, because for price to drop, it needs to leave strong rejection highs, or has to leave either strong rejection lows if it wants to buy. But because of this, it's a weak, a weak high does not hold price to drop. Like, it doesn't. Price only drops. It's this is simple term. Like, in a simple term of explaining things, so that you understand Dilojela, when they explain barring price has to move from a high pressure to a low pressure. So if this is a low pressure, like this is just simple analogy or simple English for you to understand. If this is price has to move from a high pressure to a low pressure. If this is if I'm saying, or rather not even saying, if price is already marked out that area is a what is a weak, is a low pressure, then there's no way that price has to push even lower to a higher pressure. So price has to move, it has to respect this, fill it up to be a high pressure for it to go to the next low pressure, you understand? So currently we're just looking at continuation to the upside. Any target, my brother? Target is 26.3450. That's the target. It's an extension price on Fibonacci. So because why we marked out this one, so keep in mind this Fibonacci is from a higher time frame, but in a smaller time frame Fibonacci does not apply. So it only applies in a higher time frame from 15 minutes, because in a smaller time frame you cannot utilize Fibonacci. Fibonacci would say you cannot place me on a price which is weak. But obviously under 15 minutes time frame, there's ways you need to understand on how to utilize your Fibonacci. But currently now, since higher time frame 15 minutes, obviously it allows us to use the Fibonacci. We can use Fibonacci extensions as our targets, but then smaller time frames you cannot use Fibonacci, because on a weak price like this one, Fibonacci does not apply. Understand? If I were to go to 3 minutes, I cannot. Hey, what's going on? If I were to go to smaller time frame, which is 3 minutes, it would say I need to remove the Fibonacci. Fibonacci is not working under 3 minutes because of this weak high. But then 15 minutes it does apply, because under 15 minutes this weak high, it's represented maybe by this one candlestick, which to us looks okay under 15 minutes, but under 3 minutes it's not okay. It's not even okay for us to consider it even as a high. That's why under smaller time frame Fibonacci does not work. Not to say it doesn't work in any smaller time frame, but in this case Fibonacci cannot be used, but can only be applied on a higher time frame 15 minutes for you to understand the targets. Do you have a Telegram channel? Yes, I do have a Telegram channel. The name of the Telegram channel is iPod Official Trader. The same name is the same name. Unfortunately I didn't post it because this is a new TikTok account. I can't post the link on my bio so that people can access it quickly or anything like that. But yeah, currently personally on this buy right there, still running $168 profits right there. As I did mention, I'm just doing this to pass a challenge. Once I'm done passing a challenge, then I'm done, and then yeah, we move to the next. I'll be moving to the next one. And yeah, there's things that I want to say, but I realize alright, it's not safe for me to say them. Let me just keep quiet on those other parts. But yeah, so if you find it hard trading gold in this kind of times, right? If you find yourself finding it hard to trade gold in these times, what I would tell you is pretty simple. And guys, just on that note, when you have the time, also go on YouTube. You go on YouTube and subscribe to iPod Official Trader. You guys will access these lives after, because I'm also streaming there on YouTube. If you go on YouTube, you're gonna find the very same live currently, which makes it easier for people to watch it maybe after, which is going to be a long video by the way. But then on that live video I was actually just analyzing Euro USD. I think I also went on gold trying to explain it, but then yeah, that's not a big deal. But currently it's not going to be a tough thing for you to trade gold. It's never even a tough thing to trade gold. It's simple to trade gold in any condition. But the main reason why I wanted to just take a fold and just hold on trading gold after, or rather after gold actually reaches this area, I may actually stop trading gold until it actually starts giving us a proper consolidation. And then I may start trading gold again, because currently right now it's just pushing it. We don't know when gold will drop, or how long or how far will the push the buys hold. You understand? So that's one of the other things that makes me want to actually take a pause once actually price reaches those areas, because I just want price on gold to just consolidate, leave out some, or mark out some areas that I can definitely come and trade using later on. You understand? Because currently right now it's like each and every time when price moves on gold, we just it feels like we are forcing trades, though we are not forcing it, because obviously we understand, we are following structure and everything like that. But then in some cases it feels like we just want to trade gold because we do love it, which is somehow can be a bad habit. So I would love to just take a break on gold for this. After price actually respects this setup, then I'll just take a break, and but I'll just be monitoring gold otherwise. The name of the Telegram is the same name as the same name as the TikTok. It's Airport Official Trader. This is the name. Airport Official Trader Trading Series. That is the name of the Telegram channel, mate. That's the name of the Telegram channel. Unfortunately, you do not have the links anywhere for the Telegram channel or anything like that. But yeah, the target, 23. The target is 23. My target there is 26.3450. That's my target. It's not exactly as the Fibonacci area, because the Fibonacci area it's above. So you can see that the Fibonacci target it's exactly 26.3480, but I'm taking it below, right below, before, not even exactly there, but just below the exact Fibonacci area, because why hold it until the exact point while you can get out when you have a chance to. You understand? So that's my target on gold. Since we also have the daily buyers being bullish on gold today, that gives us an edge to actually hold gold even further. Possibly it can push even further and further and further up, but one thing for sure is that gold can give us selling opportunities even during the day. I'm able to trade those selling opportunities, but I rather not trade them, because it's not worth it. Whilst the the higher time frames are saying that the daily bias is, when the higher time frames momentum shift or direction is saying it's buys, long buys, even worse. So it's just too dangerous to be focusing on selling, because you can get too excited when running in profits. You start thinking, hey, gold might even drop even longer. The next thing, poof, it doesn't even do that. So that's why I want to just stay safe, and just if ever you get into any selling opportunities, rather scalp in, scalp out. Like, just get in, get out. Don't stay too long, because you never know how long those sales can hold. Because I did mention, even last week we had a selling opportunity in the VIP group right here. If you can take a look at this, we had a sell. Like, it was a clean sell. If you take a look at it, it was a clean sell. We had our sales from this point. It was a beautiful sell, I don't want to lie. Even got me thinking maybe price, we are definitely, I was too confident to even say that maybe we are going down now. And then when I do my last touch-ups, I realized, man, we have a weak high right there, because we had our sell entry from here. We had our sell entry right from here. If you can take a look at the setup right here, you see, we had our sell entry right here. And I was already feeling too confident that we may be even going down, only to realize that we have a weak high. That's why price started rejecting to the upside. I'm like, gold now, it's just starting to piece us off with what it's doing. So that's why I'm like, whatever that's happening on gold, if you ever happen to catch selling opportunities, make sure you're just scalping. Make sure that you're just scalping. Because whatever that you do, or if you want to if you want to actually hold, make sure that whatever sell point that you get in from gold, make sure you understand the price above it. Is the high weak? Is the high holding as a rejection high or not? If the high it's not holding as a rejection high, then just forget about it. Price won't respect it. It will just come back and break above it again. Because the only time we can start looking at the proper selling opportunities is if the current highs that gold will leave are rejections, like a proper rejection highs. And when I say rejection, I don't mean like it leaves it leaves a candlestick like this one. When I'm talking about the rejection, I'm not talking about a candlestick like this. Yes, this has too much rejection, but I'm not talking about a candlestick rejection. I'm talking about the certain characteristics that you know that this high is a rejection high or it's a weak high. So there are certain things that I look at that identifies which one is a weak high or anything like that. Because if you understand those parts, then it's going to be easier for you to go about trading gold, understanding whether the high is going to be broken up, like price will come back and respect it as breaking above or not. So that's why I'm like, currently that's why I even mark out this area as a weak high, because we are definitely going to break above it. Literally, that's a definite yes, we are definitely going to break above it. We are looking at a new all-time high today, so definitely gold will mark out the new all-time high again today. So I don't know how long we will be getting gold marking out new all-time highs. We are tired of gold marking out new all-time highs, but nonetheless, in each and every opportunity we get, we utilize them. So yeah. And can someone just remind me of what we were talking about last night? Is it last night or yesterday? Just yesterday before going off the live, I was talking about something, and then I left the live yesterday at around 6. If you still remember what we were talking about, because I do know for sure we were talking about brokers, but I want just mind refresh on what we were exactly talking about while we're just letting gold slide. Just gonna leave gold to play on its own, and then have our targets right there. But then on that note, from the 1st of October, premium signals are no longer 500 rands, which means it's no longer $30. It will go at 750 rands. So I don't know how much is that in terms of dollars. You guys can do the conversions there. Good morning, George. How are you? I hope you're doing good. Have you caught in the buy there? Because I know you're in the premium. Have you caught the buy there? Because you can see currently, personally, I'm running at $118 profits right now. Running at $118 profits. GOJ is definitely in the premium. Yep. But what is this? What was this the day you was live on Instagram? Nope. And not the day that I was live on Instagram. It was yesterday around 18 hours before 7 o'clock South African time. So I went live during the day. Yeah. So there was something that we were actually talking about, and I just seem to forget what it was, besides the fact that people were saying that they were complaining about brokers and everything, and I told them not most traders read, and that's one of the biggest problems that people do. They don't read. The fact that they don't read becomes a problem. If you want to avoid a lot of things in trading and a lot of unnecessary complaints, you need to start reading terms and conditions. You must start reading. Then you're gonna avoid a lot of just unnecessary complaints. If you look get so many traders, they like complaining about brokers, but they don't read the terms and conditions. What is the broker offering or anything like that. The only thing they know is just to complain. Yeah, the broker is giving us off codes. Yeah, the broker is doing that. They don't even understand what is an off code. Why does it happen? Anything has its own explanation, I believe. Like it has its, like there's something for you to know why is it happening. Off codes. Certain brokers don't have multiple servers. So any broker that only uses one server. If a broker uses only one server, you must expect off codes. There's no way that you're gonna have a broker that has one server and doesn't have an off code. Like how? Unless if it's a small broker and one server, it's understandable because obviously there's not too much load. There's no too much load of executions. But then if a broker is big and it only has one server, trust me, if you guys try to place, you can even get off codes during the day when there's no even a high impact news, because of the too much request of orders at the same time can lead to an off code. So you just need to know that that's taking time on their side to process your order. That's why you get off codes. Yeah. So just try and go and Google, like, understand why do you get off codes, and then it's gonna be easier for you to not complain or what's going on. You just move past it. Yeah. Yes. I'm actually tired today. Today I'm tired. I'm not supposed to be online, as I mentioned. Let me stop the streaming there on YouTube. Let me check what's going on YouTube, because I'm also streaming there on YouTube. If I buy a Forex robot on Chrome, will it work? Hey, my advice is don't buy any robot, man. Buy any robot that has that has a there's so many things that you need to look at when wanting to, if you want to purchase a robot. Like, there are certain factors that you need to look at, which I think most of these people who are selling robots are not doing, which makes me question a lot of things. You understand? That's why I'm like, from my side, if I were to be put in the same room with people who are selling robots, yeah, they would have to answer a lot of questions, which makes me question a lot of things. You understand? Damn it. Oh, okay, a lot of people. Okay, just a few people watching there. Unfortunately, guys, here on for you guys who are here on Instagram, I have to switch off the live. I'm going to stop the streaming. The live is continuing on TikTok. The name of the TikTok is the same name as iPod Official Trader. If you go to TikTok and search iPod Official Trader, you will still find the same live continuing. But right now, I need to cut out the streaming here on Instagram, here on YouTube. Okay, I see the. Okay, let me read the comments. Is it Vincent? Vincent is saying that this is a hella snipe. Let him cook. Okay, price respects 25.50, and then I see here's, why is it a week high when 264 is all time high? There are certain things that you need to understand, Mr. Vincent, about all time highs. Any all time high can be, like, an all time high doesn't necessarily mean it's a week high, right? There are certain factors that we look at that gives us clarity as to, is the all-time high or not just even an all-time high specifically, is that current high a week high or not. It's not about it being an all-time high or anything, Mr. Vincent. Thank you for articulating yourself so well. Thank you very much. How much is a VIP? Gibon, it's currently $30. It's currently $30. But just to be on that part, any high can be strong. Like, a high in general doesn't mean it's weak just because it's an all-time high. No, it doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. uh, there are all-time, not even all-time, there are highs which were strong that price respected, as in it gave us long sales after that, which I'm gonna show you some, which I'm gonna try and show you some. Which one should I start with? Maybe I'm gonna try and show you some. Unfortunately, it would even be hard for me to explain them because it would be exposing some of my tactics on how I trade. But if you can look at this one right here, it could have been hard for people to identify what kind of a high was this one, but for me personally it was too easy to understand what kind of a high was this one. As you can see, price did do what? Price was definitely drop. Even price actually did drop even further to these areas, because there are certain things or certain key levels that I look at, and you can also take a look at areas like this ones. I was looking at the rejection from here. Unfortunately, I didn't look for a setup otherwise, but then price did respect this area because it was a valid price, respected it, and after it respected that, it kept on pushing even higher and higher ever since. So even if a high is strong, even if a high is strong, doesn't mean that price won't find its way into respecting that, as in like it comes back to break above it. No, it just means that for that current moment, if it's a strong rejection high, it will respect it by dropping or giving us long sells, and then if later on there's any rejection low, it's gonna come back and break above those strong highs. So the relativity of strongness of that high just determines what are we looking at currently. Are we looking at price selling, or are we looking at price continuing breaking above or not? So when I say it's a weak high, it means that the relativeness of what we are looking at that moment is that we're looking at price pushing above it or pushing past above. Understand? But then when it's weak, when it's strong, as I mentioned, it means that you're looking at a movement to the downside. Just joined a little bit late, but I got my buys at 26.19, my SL 26.15. Very good, very good, very nice. That's a good entry. Yep, we'll just continue holding the buy. Like currently, even though like the price is just moving too slow, like you can even see the moved, like the price, yeah, just makes me angry as well. But okay, I hope Mr. Vincent you understand that part, because currently I'm streaming, like your wanna right now, streaming both sides, YouTube and also TikTok. That's a problem. And currently it's just moving too slow. If you have any questions here, you may ask those questions. Let's get down to those questions and just answer those questions while we're just waiting for gold to just move as it wants. You are tired today, like super, like today I'm super tired, and to be honest, as I did mention, I have an agenda about this day. Like I wasn't even supposed to be online on social media, all social media platforms. I was supposed to be offline, but because it's a Monday, I can't be offline. Like, that's a big problem. Today I wasn't supposed to be online. I was supposed to be online the following day, but because of I have clients that I need to cater, that's why I'm online today. I need to look for a setup that we can trade. But at least if we have this one setup, you see, if at least today we can get this one setup correct, then we are done. Understand? That's all that I'm looking for. At least if we can eat this one setup for today, I know that if I'm offline for the next coming hours of the whole day. It's better than not even having a setup today. I know I'm catering clients, but I also don't want to do what? I also don't want to not give them a signal today. So that's another duty of being a signal provider. You know, you have to cater. So yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, man. We have been together for the longest time. That you know, been together for the longest time. So it's unfortunately in the Telegram channel. I'm not gonna share the setup, or I'm not gonna share any setup today. In the Telegram channel, I will share a setup probably during the week, but not anytime soon. You know, not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. I'll only be sharing like setups in the VIP group because I need to cater. Let's see. Okay, there's no questions or there's no queries there. Is it me or is let me see. Just wanna see whether they have questions or queries there on YouTube. If there's no queries there on YouTube as well, let's just take a look at it. Gold is literally it's doing the same thing on was it Friday? It's doing the same thing as Friday. So this current setup, this setup on which day was this one? Was it Friday? I forget. You can see that even on Friday the price was literally stuck on the same area. It even wanted me to doubt it. I was starting to even doubt what. Yeah, it was Friday. It was stuck on the same price. Yeah, it was stuck on the same price. But as soon as it started pushing, I was I was definitely happy, man. So I think it's also doing the same thing. It's doing the same thing because you can see like literally it's just stuck. We waited for hours. Imagine hours and hours. And you know what happened even that day? I slept throughout the setup. I was tired because I couldn't wait. Imagine it stuck for hours. I slept. When I woke up, I found it because this was the TP. I was gonna close right here if I was awake. If price reached here while I was awake, I just left it with a TP open. When I woke up, I found it here. I closed everything. I didn't wait because, hey, that's the same thing that's happening. Like it's just stuck at one price. Doesn't want to move. Doesn't want to go anywhere. That's which is another problem. But I managed to hold it all the way till it retested the all-time high. Yeah, I means you made a lot out of that day. Okay, I think on YouTube there's no questions. Okay, guys, on YouTube, unfortunately, we need to switch off we need to turn off the stream. We shall continue the streaming part another day. Goodbye. The live continues on TikTok.